Good morning. I think that we're live here. So, welcome everybody who's live, and welcome to everybody who's watching. This is a video. This is the Medium channel where we bring you the spirituality behind such practices as mediumship development, psychic development, law of attraction, meditation, and all. Hi, Susan. Oh, I was gonna say you're the only one on, but but somebody else jumped on also as well. All right, so I'm being brave and I have my windows open, so we'll see if the noise level stays acceptable today. So welcome everybody, and so what I wanted to talk about today, I'm going to try to keep this somewhere like 15 or 20 minutes. I'm going to try to keep this at a shorter live stream today. And so anyways, I need some water. So I left the subject somewhat on the cryptic side of the description of this. And I set the intention to spirit to draw in the people that are really ready to not only hear this message, but to actually like absorb it or understand it and actually benefit and grow from it. So on this channel and in my life and in my practice, I have some notes here today, so I didn't want to miss anything. So on my channel and in life, I often talk about presence, right? Presence as being the sort of the center of the spiritual wheel, and how that's the most important practice that there is to psychic development, to spirituality, to mediumship, and all that stuff. Well, I'm not going to say that I lied because it's absolutely true, but it's really presence. It's in and of itself. It's just a practice to get you to what the most important part is. And really, that is in understanding what I call the flow or the vibration of spirit or the quantum field. I watch a lot of Dr. Joe Dispenza's work. People that know him can maybe see that there's been a little bit of an influence in my style and what I present based on what I'm learning from him as well. Oh, we're up to 7 people. Wow, it's a party now. So presence is the vehicle, but the true gift or the true essence of spirituality, as it were, is really in understanding the flow, the force in Star Wars. And basically what that is, it's like an invisible layer of energy that surrounds and interacts and is a part of our foundation of everything that there is, seen and unseen, in both the frequencies that we are able to perceive as humans, as well as the vastness of frequencies or energies that we can't perceive. And it can be expressed as chi or prana or ki. And a lot of people do, obviously talk about this in various trainings or practices, but it's kind of like, especially in the Piscean age, it's kind of presented more in a manner of like, it's this thing that's almost unattainable, that you have to go into deep meditation for 40 years or practice these forms or these katas or whatever it is, like over and over again. And certainly, that's true to a sense, but we're now in the Aquarian age and we're now evolving, or we're awakening as a species. So accessing the quantum field or the force or what I like to call the flow. And the reason I like to call it is when you experience it, it's like a current that you can feel going in your body and around your body. And when you start to get very present, you can actually feel it like in everything, like all living, everything unliving. And I kind of look at it as like spiritual plasma, for lack of a better word. Like plasma is basically like fields of subatomic particles that are existing in a state where they're unable to form into atoms and then unable to form into matter. So basically, the flow is sort of energetic plasma where all possibilities, past, present, and future, already exist. And it's an infinite field where any possibility can manifest in the physical reality or in any number of spiritual dimensions or spiritual realities. And once you're able to access the flow, or you're able to access prana or chi in its purest state, in its what's the right word, in its root state, or whatever you want to call it, then you can create miracles. That's when we become superhuman, because all potential and all possibilities already exist. Now, in order to be able to get into flow state, into pure flow state, to access the realms of spirit or the quantum field, that you have to be present. Like, you have to lose your self identity. And as we take an identity, we actually limit the amount of energy that can flow through us. We literally cut off large volumes of spiritual energy from interacting within our life and within our fields of awareness. So you have to learn how to lose your self identity, and in all essence become a nobody. So in other words, if I'm going to access the quantum field or the flow, as long as I'm like Adam or a medium, or I live in the Catskills or whatever, I'm latching onto an identity and I'm cutting myself off from the flow of energy. But when you become present and you reach that point where you just are, you're not who you are, your human identity, you're just aware. That's when you access the field. That's when you step into the flow, and that's when the flow can step into you. So through the flow, through the quantum field, that's when you can access other dimensions. In other words, when I do mediumship, or when mediums work, we're accessing an aspect of the flow that's allowing us to tap into a different, we'll say, a different universe or different reality that coexists with this physical reality, but it's just in a different state of vibration. And that's when your law of attraction works. So when you are able to step in, you can start creating your life from the source that created everything, rather than matter trying to create matter through like hard work, or through, yeah, even through law of attraction techniques like affirmation or visualizations. If you're not letting go and surrendering to the energy in the flow, you're really, even with your visualization, you're creating matter from matter. So when you step out of that, when you become present and you step into the flow, then what you desire comes to you. And we're physical beings, in a physical universe, so we do have to take some action in order to create changes in our lives. But the real change comes from connection to that field, or that unseen field. Now, you can learn how to use this flow of energy to clear all blockages, all obstruction, all programming. And in fact, it's easy to do. And this is the going deeper part, that a lot of people don't realize how easy it is, because we attach to these things in our physical lives. Our programming, our belief systems are programmed into us through society, through other people's beliefs, and then they become our beliefs, and we create a reality through this limited belief. So when we're locked into a human perspective, we're only locked into a very tiny aspect of the totality of the flow, and we start to become present and lose that identity. We open up to greater portions of the flow. And when you are able to tap into that, you can, with your intention, you can move the energy. And again, when you tap in, it's very easy to do. Every intention, every thought moves energy. Our thoughts are electromagnetic, our emotions are energy. So when we have an intention, and if our intention is to clear and to allow energy to clear, and if we're just able to relax, spirit will do that for us. We don't have to go through like a whole like series of elaborate steps in order to let go of things and to clear things. All we have to do is get present, allow flow, and allow it to just clear the blockages, and stay present, and it will do that. And it's a process, and it's not going to happen overnight. Well, I shouldn't say that. It can happen overnight. You can, in an instant, shift and clear all your blockages. But for the vast majority of us, it's a process because of our ego structures, because we have physical bodies that need to survive. Anytime we change our vibration and energy, the ego feels threatened, like the survival feels threatened, and we block ourselves, basically. So it does take time, but it's very, very simple. So the main message for today is to learn how to be present, to lose your self-identity through meditation and presence work. And I have videos on that you can check out to go into more details on how to practice presence. Then you allow the flow. You start to feel your vibration raise. You start to feel your chakras open. You start to feel your heart become coherent. You start to be able to have heart intelligence. That means like emotional intelligence, or like the brain or the mind thinks, but the heart knows. And this is what I've been doing. This has been part of my shadow work the last, just for the last year and a half. If I didn't do this, I wouldn't have even been able to be effective on YouTube, because I had so many performance blockages that I had to reprogram that. So point being is that you can heal yourself also. So you can not only clear all programs, all the false beliefs. You can activate your spirit just by allowing it to flow through you and allowing it to clear. Now, you will experience discomforts because those blocks became relevant for a reason. Yeah, through experiences, through things we suppressed, through false beliefs or whatever. And yeah, we're also programmed to believe pain and discomfort is a bad thing. We need to suppress it through whatever, through pleasures or through drugs or avoidance or whatever it is. But if we get into flow state and just breathe and just be present, and we're a nobody, then we just breathe through the discomfort. And that discomfort is really the energy dislodging blocks that may be robbing you of your health, robbing you of your ability to create your reality on your terms, not on society's terms. And to be able to be happy and fulfilled, because this flow, it's the universe, it's joy, it's happiness. The universe or the flow wants you to be perfect, wants you to be wealthy, because money is how we express spiritual abundance in our physical lives, wants us to be in love because we are love, wants us to be where we desire to be, because where we live and where we are, we feed off of that energy. So the universe wants that for us. We obstruct it and block it through false beliefs, through conditioning, through programming, and through our own lack of self-esteem or lack of self-worth, which is also a false belief in the programming. So learn how to be present, learn how to tap into the flow. And you just do that through meditation. You just allow. And then with your mind, you can direct it through your intention, and you can actually intensify the energy, just like a magnifying glass can use natural sunlight and focus it like a laser beam. So you can take that prana or that flow energy or the energy of the quantum field, where all possibilities already exist, past, present, and future, and all time already exists. And then you can focus it with your intention and create a certain outcome. And when I had my awakening, I was 19, and miracles were happening. I was thinking things and they would just show up. I mean, it was just incredible. This was over 40 years ago, but I didn't have the grounding. I didn't have the tools, and I had to actually relearn a lot of stuff. But anyway, I'll save that part for another time. Another thing that this flow can do is it can create miracle healings. And people that do healing work tap into some percentage of flow, chi, prana, and that's how that happens. But you can step into the full current of it and create full-on miracles. And this is basically how I cleared lifelong severe chronic eczema that basically made me take steroids every day of my life for almost 60 years, virtually every day, and was ruining my life and health and everything. And it took about 3 years through doing the affirmations and working with the energy fields, but I was able to clear that from my body. I also had an event that's 100% fatal I'm a medical miracle, like a 1 in a million. And just to make this very quick, I had a large aneurysm. A lot of you know the story already. That tore open from inside the heart all the way to a millimeter to the main artery, and it healed itself rather than ruptured and bleed out, which is what happened when a large aneurysm in your ascending aorta tears. It actually healed myself. I had my surgery 7 months later, and then the surgeon found out what had happened. So in any event, this is all part of miracle healing. So if you can heal yourself, you can heal other people also. You can tap into the same flow and direct it. And of course, you don't heal; it's spirit or energy that heals. But I've done this also. So if I can heal myself, I can heal other people too, through using spirit and using flow. And the latest person is a good friend that had some thyroid thing. What does he call it? Thyroiditis or something like that. So he did the healing. I stepped into the quantum field or the flow. I like to call it the flow because it's a current you feel. It's like movement through and around the body when you really tap in. So I tapped into that. I accessed her energy field, and I used that flow energy to help activate her healing abilities. So she healed herself. I didn't heal her. It was energy, and within 48 hours, it was like 100% gone. And there's another person halfway across the world that was in home hospice with pancreatic cancer, and basically within 2 days after doing the healing, he was up eating and playing his guitar. So this is part of the miracle. We all have superhuman powers that we haven't tapped into. This flow of energy is where it comes from. And once we start to awaken and open to more and greater levels of that, that's when miracles are going to start to happen in your life. That's when your miracle manifestations are going to start to come true. That's when you're going to start to get healthy and clear all the childhood traumas and dramas, all the repetitive patterns in your life, just simply by simply getting present and losing your self-identity. When we all go through moments of presence during the day where we kind of check out, as it were. But the thing is that in this society, we need to be hyper vigilant because it's a survival oriented society that we live in. I mean, just look what's going on in the world around us. And when we're in survival mode, we're very hyper focused on what's right in front of us, what's in the physical, and we start to cut off that greater portion of flow. Now take Wim Hof, the Iceman, as a good example. As he demonstrated, if you're in a crisis situation, but you relax rather than tense up and go into that survival mode and fire all these hormones, that you can do miraculous things. And the way he proved that was that he could sit in a tub of ice for 20 minutes, a half hour at a time, a tub of ice water, and rather than tense up and tense his breathing up, he relaxes and he just goes into his body and just goes into flow state. And then he not only can handle, but he can survive. And then he's taken this into other realms, like climbing one of the, I don't forgot what, it might have been K2, but one of the tallest mountains in the world in shorts with no oxygen, and ran a half marathon barefoot north of the Arctic Circle, and a full marathon in the Kalahari Desert with no water. So him and other teachers have shown that when you tap into flow, you tap into miracles, and our physical bodies can, because it's energy, we're 99.9% empty space. That's how atoms are constructed. Because it's energy, we can change matter. We can literally change matter, and we have that ability. So that's what I wanted to talk about today mostly. And I'm just looking at my notes, and I think I covered all the points that I wanted to cover. And good afternoon, everybody that's here, and everybody that's going to watch this as a video. So this is why I started my channel. I wanted to create conscious community, but because I understand through my many years of meditation and spiritual work what this is, what the flow is, what the quantum field is, and how we can use this to heal ourselves and others, to create our reality, to perform miracles, which aren't really miracles. It's just that we haven't evolved as a species to know how to do this. Same thing with doing spoon bending, which I learned how to do. Is you direct your energy, and then it actually changes the ionic structure of metal. That's how Uri Geller is able to do his metal bending techniques also as well. And so anyways, I am going to in some capacity start a master class on this through the channel, and I don't know exactly, it's going to start in the summer, and I'm going to actually make an announcement. I'm going to do a mediumship event for my 1-year anniversary. That'll be June 22nd at 8 p.m. Summer events that are 1 hour are going to be 8 o'clock instead of 7 o'clock. That's Eastern Standard Time. And I'll announce like this something new that I'm introducing to the channel, and what I'm going to offer as far as like a master class to train people of how to access the flow, how to access the field, and how to direct it, and how to utilize it to create miracles in their own life. And it said, you can do miracle healings, you can create things that seem impossible. I've done it. And this is stuff that's been known by the mystics and masters, but only very few have known it. And now this is knowledge that's starting to become more and more available. And we're finding that during that era, the Piscean age primarily, it was necessary to be very devoted to either an ideology or system, or to be at the foot of the master for decades. But in this Aquarian age, where things happen at light speed, and we all have access now to more information as our collective consciousness is starting to open up, and we're accessing more spiritual knowledge. We don't have to go through all these steps that we used to. It's actually theoretically possible to go into enlightenment in a matter of seconds. And there's been experiments of people that have done that. It's in scientific terms, it's called going into the gamma brainwave state, which is what happened to me when I had my awakening. I didn't know about quantum physics or the science. Is all of a sudden, it's just like I knew everything for a split second. All the knowledge of the universe I had with me just lasted a second, and it completely changed my life. So when you go into flow state, you tap into the entire energy that created this whole universe and created all matter. It is energetic plasma. It is spiritual plasma. So we're going to do a master class. We're going to teach you all how to do this through various exercises, various techniques, various theories. And we're going to do this. So those of you that are in my inner core, you're going to definitely be here with me and do this, and you're going to develop and grow, and you're going to heal your bodies, and you're going to heal your emotional bodies and your mental bodies. There's no reason to be sick anymore. Pathogens, germs, or whatever, they're opportunistic. So when we get sick, it's because we need to cleanse our bodies, or it's at the end of our lives, and our immune systems get weak, and then these opportunistic viruses affect us. Or young children getting their immune system set will get sick a lot. But as healthy adults, colds, viruses, even novel ones, should be a rare occurrence rather than a constant event. I'll put it that way. So anything else? I'm just saying, I guess I'm being relatively clear because nobody's asking me any questions. All right, so it's about 25 after. So we're going to end now on Thursday. Thursday's video is about letting go. So I have a letting go video that's part of shadow work. And I teach a very easy way, kind of based on energy, based on what we're talking about, and how to do that. On the 24th, I'm going to film this right after I'm done. I'm going to do a video on the 11 signs of a soulmate or twin flame. So we're going to have a little bit of fun. And it's going to come out on my son Odin's 22nd birthday also. And so that's the 24th of June. And then the 22nd of June, we're having mediumship. And we're planning a party on June 29th with Heather Estara, who's the healer for Between the Worlds. She's quite remarkable, and she does my editing, and myself. So we're going to do maybe a transmission and a group healing then. So thank you, everybody, for being part of this channel. Whether you're here live or you catch this as a video, this is for you, and this is your awakening. And thank you for being here. And aloha, namaste.